Hello and welcome to my new video. The postman has just been and we have another package. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some new gadget goodness. My sons do refer to me as Inspector Gadget. They do know I like a good gadget. And we have here, for your delight, but probably more mine, the Garmin 1040 Solar. So what do we have compared to the old 1030? A much slimmer looking, sleek looking model with a much stronger metal connector on the back. You know, there have been examples, certainly I don't know anybody it's happened to, but there have been examples of damage to this and making it difficult for people to then mount it on their bike. So that should put pay to that. And then, as you would find with all these gadgets you buy, plenty of other gubbins, including the obligatory bits of paper. Garmin do promise that there is quite a lot different about the way this thing looks, so therefore it might be worth reading through this, even though I'm a current Edge 1030 owner. You get a cover with it, a rubber cover to protect the edges, which is very good. And just like with their recent release of the new Varia, the charger is now USB-C. New looking mount for the bike. And that one too. And then the various ways that you need for attaching it to your bike for different thicknesses of handlebars. And then also in this, the little lanyard, which I have always bothered with, you know, to wrap that around your handlebars, just in case you do have the thing fly off, which is kind of unlikely now that they've upgraded the connector on the back. So we're going to have an initial look at the screen and the setup. What I'll do then eventually is perhaps another video in a month or two when I've used it properly. It really does look a quality piece of kit, but you'd expect it to be when you're paying this kind of money. For the Solar version, it's currently £629, yeah? That's what I said. You didn't mishear it. It's a lot of money. And the non-solar version is £520 or £519.99 to be exact. But yep, it's a quality. You know, there's metal here where it used to be plastic. The charging port, this is all metal down here. The charging port is there, and the lanyard goes through the little holes here rather than through the charging port, which was always a bit fiddly before. The solar panels then are this little panel at the top and the one at the bottom, and they basically take in 100% of the sun's energy. The rest of the screen has a panel over it which is about 10 to 15%, I believe. They've improved the GPS accuracy. They've got something here called multi-GNSS multiband. I haven't got a clue what that stands for, albeit it's saying it's fantastic accuracy, and people have reported even going through trees, etc., where it might have lost you temporarily before. It hasn't been doing that using this new style of GPS. The memory in this is 64 gig as opposed to 32 gig on the non-solar one, and I can't even remember on the 1030. I think it might have been 16 gig or whatever. Worldwide maps are already on this, and the claimed battery life, with the help of the whole solar thing, is 100 hours in between charges. I will report back on a future video as to how accurate that might be. Setup via Garmin Connect was a dream, to be honest. All profiles, sensors and ride history was transferred across without any issue. However, there was one issue which is worth knowing, and that is IQ apps didn't transfer across, and there's a big reason for that. I personally use Ride with GPS via their Connect IQ app to transfer routes to my Garmin, and couldn't find the thing anywhere. Checked on the Garmin Connect store and found out that it's available for 1030 and below, but there's a compatibility issue and there isn't a version of it for the Garmin 1040. That's obviously going to be something which will be put right, but if you are an early user like me, there will be some Connect IQ apps that you're used to using which won't be there until an update has been done. So they've completely revamped the screens and the layout using different fonts and, like I say, a completely different layout compared to the 1030 here. Your profiles still on the top. It looks slightly different with a different font. The remainder of the screen is what they call glances, and there are loads to choose from. I've actually put them all on here just so you can see what they are, but there's the weather one, and if you just press it for a more detailed weather forecast, there's a compass here at the top, notifications from your phone if that's it you want. I've really not gone through these and don't know exactly what they all do yet. Cycling ability, recovery time, history where you can look at your recent history of rides, load focus, sunset and sunrise. And if you're into training in a big way and have Garmin help you with that, then there's your training schedule, your training status, and then all your power stuff, power VO2 max training load, and a location search. Now, from the use of this little pen there, you then see them all and you can move them in any order you want, or take them on and off this screen, because I don't think you would have that many on there. That was just really just to show you. And then, just like the old ones, if you swipe down, then you have the widgets that are quite familiar to you. There's the new one for the Garmin Varia camera, and then all the other ones that you've seen before. A couple of important points on this, seeing it's the reason why you would have opted for the 1040 solar rather than the non-solar version. I'd seen stock photographs of the screen showing the solar charging data and spent quite a while looking through the list of glances that I showed you earlier that you put on your front screen, and also the available widgets. Couldn't see it anywhere. It turns out it's actually a new data screen, and you need to add that to your personal ride profile. More importantly, there are some early reviews out there that suggest putting this thing on your windowsill in the sun and it will get you free charging. In my early experience, and I've tried this 3 times now, this isn't the case. The unit's designed to not overheat, and it gives a little message in those situations saying that solar charging has been suspended until the unit cools down. Now that seems a bit of a contradiction, considering the whole thing is marketed around the sun providing solar power. The reality is that any electrical gadget will overheat if left in the sun, and I've been assured by others that have used this, when out on rides, there's plenty of airflow to ensure that the unit stays cool and soaks up the sun, giving you that additional solar charge. That's something I need to report back on a more full review once I've given the unit some time on the bike. So look out for a more full review in the near future on my channel. In the meantime, if you found this useful, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you can. I'd be really grateful if you did that, and it will help my relatively new channel grow and be put in front of more cyclists who just might find some of this stuff useful. So that's all from me. All I can say to you now is happy cycling, keep safe, and I'll see you soon.